Hey guys, it's Murder Nurse, and I know that I haven't made a vlog in forever, so my apologies. I'm going to explain that in just a second. This is just going to be an update, a small update on a few things I want to talk about, and kind of an explanation as to why I've been hiding under a rock lately. But I'm going to start with that because I'm going to apologize because this is very hard to talk about, very hard to word. So if I ramble a little bit and if the video gets long, I really apologize for that, but I'm going to try not to do that. But anyway, the reason that I haven't been vlogging as much or doing live streams or posting on my page besides, here and there, is going to sound very silly. But I feel like it needs to be said because you guys deserve an explanation, and I feel like it'd be good for myself to get off my chest and come to terms with, I guess. So, let's start out by saying, when I was younger and in high school, I was a geek and not very popular and very much bullied a lot, and I'm sure a lot of people can, relate to that. I mean, a lot of us were bullied in high school and elsewhere, and so anyway, with being unpopular, I had a very small friends group, very close best friends, the biggest crowds I ever saw were when I was in school plays or whatever, and I think that is why I have kind of reverted to being a little more introverted, because honestly, being at almost 6K likes on my page, and just garnering all this attention lately has kind of intimidated me. And I know that sounds so silly, but I don't know, compared to other pages, 6K, or I'm almost at 6K, I'm not at 6K, but pretty close. So being almost there, it's really not a lot compared to other pages or more well-known models, burlesque dancers, cosplayers, what have you. But it's a lot to me, I'm really not used to that. That wasn't how I spent the majority of my life. I was always the outcast, and now getting all the attention that I craved in high school and, before all this, I always wanted this. I always wanted to be noticed and have attention, and, nobody wants to be ignored, and it's definitely hard being the outcast. It's hard being the one that's picked on and teased and all that stuff. So yeah, I definitely, was so excited when I started getting attention from my cosplays or burlesque or whatever, and, I was just so thrilled about it, and now it's getting to the point where I'm just a little intimidated by it, like I said. When I started cosplaying in 2003, it was, really, I don't even have the words to express how, accepted I felt, finally finding, and involving myself in the cosplay community, where it's so easy to make friends. I mean, you could be a character from the same series as somebody else, and instantly you guys are friends. It's so much easier to talk to people and meet people, and so much easier to talk in costume, for me anyway, because personally I feel a little more confident and outgoing in cosplay, especially if the character portrays that kind of attitude. So it was so much easier for me to make friends in the cosplay community as opposed to school and stuff. So when I started cosplaying, I mean, that was just a huge boost to my confidence and self-esteem. And then later on, I took on burlesque, which was, the moment I saw it, it was like, oh my god, this would be great for my self-esteem. This would be awesome for my confidence. I gotta get into this. I got into it. I loved it. I still love it. I love performing. I love what I do. And it definitely helped. And then, getting more into modeling, especially thanks to my friend Jean Killjoy, who got me, started in runways and everything. Things that I didn't even, think to do didn't know that I wanted. I don't know, I didn't think that I could do runways because of my height. I'm only 5 foot, but, you know, so is she. I didn't know. I didn't know too much about the modeling world till now, so, anyway. I don't know, all these things have just been so great for, you know, breaking out and being more confident, and, but still, as I see the numbers climb, I can't help but kind of just feel a little, like I said, I feel silly. I can't find the words because it's just, I love big crowds and I love performing, and I've performed in front of thousands, no problem, but, you know, when I see the numbers on my page, it's just a little, hard for me to cope with, because as much as I love it and love that there's so many people out there supporting me who like who I am and like what I do, I feel the need to be a little more careful with what I post and what I do. I feel like, you know, it's kind of like all eyes on you, you know, you better not fuck up, kids, so, you know, and when I started the page, I was, you know, just fucking around, being myself, whatever, and then I kinda also want to address, like I said, I was picked on, and recently, I'm sure you guys have noticed, there's been a ton of bullying in the cosplay community, and to see something that was, you know, so hurtful to me in an, you know, an area I escaped because I'm free at high school, you know, fuck those kids, but, you know, it's like I'm right back there with all the, bullying going on in the cosplay world lately, and I guess it's always been there, and I've just kind of been under the radar, but now that I have a little more attention, you know, there's been bullying from people I, like, was friends with, people I admired, still admire. I'm not going to name names, never going to name names, because I don't really hold it against people. People are who they are. But, you know, it's hard to see that hate in our community, in a community where I personally felt, you know, so accepted, like I could finally be myself and, you know, whatever. I understand that kind of thing follows you wherever you go. These people are going to be everywhere, no matter where you turn, no matter what school you're in, no matter where you work. It's all going to be the same. There's always going to be bullies. But it's certainly very discouraging to see it in the cosplay community, and if there's anything I've ever been outspoken about on this page, it's definitely been bullying in the cosplay community, because I personally believe if you love a character, you know, you do it. You do whatever the hell you want. Cosplay whatever the hell you want, and it doesn't matter what color you are, what body type you are, what gender you are. It does not matter to me, because if you do not look like your character, but you're the character, and love that character, and I love that character, I will probably talk to you, and I will probably tell you how much I appreciate you doing that cosplay, because it makes my day to see people do cosplays I've done, or do, or want to do, and ask them questions, and geek out with them. I love it, and I don't understand the hate of people not liking people doing characters that they do, because it's like, you have something in common there, guys. Come on, like, why are you duking it out? Why not geek over how much you love that character? So, it doesn't make sense to me. I'm sure it makes sense to these people in some way, but, I personally hope, anything I've said against this topic has stuck with some people, or at least related to people who have gotten bullied, so that you know, like, you're not alone, and if you are this way, you know, it's never too late to change and be a little more open-minded and be a little more friendly of people who came from maybe as hard of a spot as you came from, if not harder. Everybody's different, but, I mean, we've all been through shit. We all have fought our own battles. We all have our own demons to face, and we don't need to be pitting ourselves against each other like this. Cosplaying is not a contest unless you enter yourself into a cosplay contest, okay? We are not contestants walking around the con. That's just how I see it. So anyway, I think that's really all I wanted to talk about on that subject. Thank you for listening to my long rant, but I hope you guys understand. I'm going to be doing more vlogs and more live streams. I'm going to start doing the live streams again, I promise. And, I will be posting on the page more. I just really wanted to get that off my chest so you guys understood why I kind of dropped off for a little bit there. And hopefully some of you can relate with me and give me some advice on it. Whatever. But yeah, so some other things I want to talk about. Yes, I will be going to Otakon. Otakon's going to be kind of an experiment for me because it's gonna, again, something that's gonna sound really silly. You guys know the drill. I'm going to be kind of doing more obscure characters at this con. Some you may have heard of, some you may not have, and very different from what I've been doing lately with, doing Deadpool and Loki and Black Cat and Baby Doll. I've been doing very well-known characters, and I love those characters. Excuse me, so it's worked out. But I've been very interested in obscure things lately, so I really want to do them, so I'm going to do this as kind of like a experiment to break me out of my shell and just go back to 2003 where cosplaying was about doing what you love and, who cares if it's popular or noticed or recognized or not, or if I even look like the character, who gives a crap. Like, I want to do it because I really love the characters and the games and series, whatever. So yeah, that's what I will be doing at Otakon. And I might announce the characters that I'm doing. I don't really know. Nothing's really set in stone for me right now. Everything's kind of up in the air because, as usual, I'm waiting till last minute to finish everything. So we'll see what works out and what doesn't. Anyway, some other things I want to talk about is I might actually have to split this video into 2 parts because it's getting pretty long. But let's see. How can I wrap this up? Anyway, thank you guys for listening to my rant. I know it wasn't well put together. This was just all coming off my boobs. No, it's coming off my chest and my girly heart and things. So, I'm sorry it wasn't, really cheerful video with funniness and craziness. I don't know. I'm always crazy. But, thank you for listening. Like I said, if you have any advice for me on I think it might just be anxiety and paranoia, personally, but if you have any advice or anything to share, like your own experiences, I'd really appreciate it. Any feedback, honestly, on this subject would be appreciated, because I never thought I'd be sitting here talking about this. I never thought this would be an issue with how much, I wanted to be here and reach so many people and have so much, all that attention that I wanted when I was nobody to the world. And now I just don't know how to deal with it. So, as silly as it sounds, I hope you guys, at least somebody out there, does understand what I'm feeling. And I'm going to cut it here and then make another video talking about actual updates. So, thank you guys so much for listening. I love you, and thank you so much for supporting me and listening to my rant. Alright, bye guys.